Welcome, this is your teacher David Garcia, and today we're going to see distance between 2 points. Now, let's see a little bit of theory. If we want to calculate the distance between 2 points, first we need to have 2 points. So there we go. Now, it doesn't matter where these 2 points are located in a plane. Okay, their location doesn't really matter. Let's suppose, right, for the sake of this example, that they are on the first quadrant. Okay, we have this would be the y-axis, and this one here would be the x-axis. Now, if I want to know the distance between 2 points, I need to have some information. So first of all, let's call this point right here point 1, and let's call the other one point 2. Right? I could have switched the names, all right, but that doesn't really matter. You can name them as you wish. The important thing is that once you determine which of those 2 points will be point 1, you stick to that. All right, that'll be like your plan. So the coordinate on the x-axis for point 1 will be x1, and on the vertical it will be y1. The same thing for point 2. You will have on the horizontal, you will have x2, and on the vertical, on the y-axis, you will have y2. So that means that the coordinates for point 1 will be x1, y1. And for point 2, you will have x2, y2. Okay? Those are the coordinates for our points. What values can they have? It doesn't matter, all right? They can have any value. So if we trace a straight line from those 2 points and we measure that line, we will have the distance. Well, how do we do it? All right, based only on the information of the coordinates of those 2 points? Well, if we measure a horizontal distance between those two, that is a distance from x1 to x2, and then we do the same for y, if we measure the distance from y1 to y2, what we will come up with is a right triangle. And all right triangles apply to the Pythagorean theorem. That means that if we call this side A, the horizontal distance, we call it A, and the vertical distance, we call it B, then the hypotenuse would be C, right? Just to keep on the same order. And that means that A squared plus B squared will equal C squared. So that will equal C squared. Okay. So now let's do a little analysis. If I want to find this distance between these 2 points, all right, that is A, the horizontal distance, I can do that by subtracting x2 minus x1. If I do the same for the vertical distance, I will have that B will be equal to y2 minus y1. So now I'm going to play a little bit with the Pythagorean theorem and this concept that I have right here. So first, I isolate. C squared will be A squared plus B squared. So C squared will be, if you see, we said that A will be this, x2 minus x1. So I'm going to rewrite that. x2 minus x1 squared. And I will do exactly the same for B. In this case, V, if you see, will be y2 minus y1. So that means that y2 minus y1 squared will be the substitution. So one more time, this is A, this is A. Okay, I have the square right here. This is B, this is B. And in the same way, I have the square right here. So you see it's exactly the same formula. So now I just have to get rid of this little square, and I do that with a square root. So what I will have is that C, which is a hypotenuse, will be the square root of everything we had before. And this is how you calculate the distance between 2 points. So let's do now an example, okay, with numbers, so you see how it works. Let's imagine that they give us 2 points. We have to calculate the distance between 2 points. So they tell us that one point is found at 10,11, and the other point is found at negative 19,13. So what I'm going to do, the first thing that I'm going to do always with these problems is to identify which of these 2 points will be my point 1 and point 2. Again, it doesn't matter which is which. Right? For the sake of the example, this will be point 1 and this will be point 2. So I am going to use the same formula, okay? Because this is the formula that gives us the distance between any 2 points. So let's begin. I have C will equal the square root. Okay. Now, x2 and x1, x2 and x1. I have negative 19 minus 10, and this will be squared. Plus, now I'm going to do the same but with y's. y2, sorry, y2 and y1, y2, y1. So 13 minus 11. So I will have the square root of, and now I can use my calculator. I can just put these numbers in the calculator. So I have negative 19 minus 10 equals negative 29 squared. It will be 841 plus 13 minus 11 is 2, squared is 4. So I have 845, the square root of 845. So I have that the distance between those 2 points is the square root 13, I'm sorry, square root of 5. And this is my final answer. There we go. And that's how you calculate the distance between 2 points. Have a great day. See you in our next video.